We get to have an interview with the late former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so let's get right into it. What did you do to build up Japan's economy?
Yeah, so I worked really hard to build up Japan's military, and I'm just trying to combat China's growing clout, and I sought to boost and reform the economy through a program that became to be known as Abenomics.
Awesome. So what did you do during your tenure?
Yeah, during my tenure, I worked to reform immigration policy. During my time on tenure, the female labor force participation climbed, and the Japanese economy unexpectedly returned to healthy growth, so God bless.
That's awesome. What was your most cherished political goal?
Yeah, the one thing I really wanted to do was revise Japan's pacifist post-World War II constitution. I really wanted to change that thing.
Did that work out for you?
No, someone decided to cap me in the street before I could ever do it. What a shame.
What a shame. So, regarding your assassination, in a statement, President Biden said that he was stunned, outraged, and deeply saddened by your assassination, and calling you his friend. Were you his friend?
President who?
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
During a survey conducted by the Drug Use Regulation Policy in Japan, in 2017, the lifetime prevalence of the drug use was 1.2% for cannabis, 1.1% for organic solvents, 0.5% or less for heroin, and 0.2% for psychoactivity substances. But back in 2016, the use for methamphetamine was 42.8%, followed by sleeping pills and anti-anxiety agents by 31.3%. What laws are in place to stop this drug use?
Yeah, as a leader, you really want to try to help the people that, you're representing out there. So in 1953, we introduced the Narcotics and Psychotropics Control Act. This made the possession and use of heroin punishable by up to 10 years in prison, and other narcotics and narcotic plants such as MDMA, cocaine, magic mushrooms, etc., are all punishable by up to 7 years in prison.
Wow. So, in Japan, along with drug use and that, do you have trouble with gang violence?
Oh, I'm sure y'all have all seen your movies, Tokyo Drift, those all really represent us, and a lot of it is true. The Yakuza are a really popular gang in Japan that have been around for more than 300 years. The group can be traced back to the early 1600s when they began to attract the attention of local officials due to their odd clothing, haircuts, and behavior.
Wow, crazy. What are these gangs involved in?
Yeah, they control a lot of local businesses, maybe using them as drug fronts. They're engaged in sophisticated gambling. They got some pretty underground mahjong operations.
Wow.
As well as loan sharking activities, and they're invested heavily in sports and other entertainment. Yeah, they also became involved in a lot of drugs, money lending, and smuggling in the Japanese territories.
Wow, that is crazy. But also in Japan, there's also a problem with the air pollution. What are the main causes of air pollution in Japan?
Yeah, there are three main sources of air pollution in Japan, which are a result of industrial pollution activities, vehicle emissions, and cross-border air pollution.
Wow. At the beginning of 2021, Japan was enjoying relatively good quality air with a USAQI reading of 47, which is classified in the good category by the World Health Organization. What are the regulations that were able to make this happen?
Yeah, we have the air pollution control law where each company is obliged to have a dust collector installed that separates and removes particulate matter and gas and smoke exhaust that removes sulfur oxides and carbon emissions.
Wow. But this is a great increase from the 2010 to 2017, where the final energy consumption by sector of the Agency of Natural Resources and Energy was at an extreme high. What are ways to reduce pollution in Japan?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good ways that we can start trying to reduce pollution. A good way to start would be a short revision in national policy that would allow local government leeway to tighten standards beyond the national requirements. This will allow local sectors of Japan to be able to increase their standards of air quality and, just help to further our goal of a cleaner environment. We also will be trying to incentivize businesses to adopt environmentally friendly technology and policy, as well as modernizing older and inefficient power stations and factories, investing in pollution control technology, as well as educating both the public and business communities about renewable energy, such as solar panels and hydrogen-based fuel cells for the future.
That is awesome. So, in recovery in 2020, the cost of damages caused by natural disasters occurring in Japan amounted to about 708 billion yen. What was the main causes of these damages?
That's one of the downfalls of being an island country. We have a lot of flooding. Flooded houses accounted for the highest number of damage situations in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, flooding is often caused by the typhoons, which regularly hit Japan, and it's the highest number of people killed as well.
Wow. So what was the worst disaster that Japan has incurred? Encountered?
Yeah. I mean, in 2011, we got smacked around pretty bad.
I heard.
Yeah, that year, the Great East Japan Earthquake, referred to as the Tohoku Earthquake, took place. It was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in all of Japan. Ever. And it led to the meltdowns at 3 reactors in Fukushima. And, pretty bad stuff happened.
Yeah, no, that sounds terrible. How many people died in this earthquake, in tsunami?
Over 19,000 people died in this earthquake.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. So what did the government do to handle this incident?
Yeah, our goal is to have people living happy, healthy lives and not really dying by typhoons and earthquakes, So we really wanted to act on the special measures for Fukushima reconstruction and revitalization that happened in 2012. The act obligates the government to implement measures to restore the infrastructure, decontaminate irradiated areas, and provide medical exams for residents, as well as restore industries in Fukushima. Unfortunately, the act did not sufficiently address the provision of support to improve the daily lives of the nuclear disaster victims.
Yeah, that is a shame. But that is all the time we have for today. So thank you, former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure.